fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your...
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Yubi. Thank you guys all for subscribing, all liking, sharing, and all your wonderful comments. It meant so much to me. Thank you all for your support. So as you can tell by the title, this week's subject we're going to be discussing is savings, particularly savings for your children. So you might want to get yourself a notepad, a pen, you know, get yourself a hot drink or a cold drink, sit down and take some notes. The first account we have is the savers account. How the savers account works, it just works similarly to a normal adult account. So you can easily just put some money in and you can access the money at any time you want. You can open up an account with just £1, so you don't need any more to open up an account. With as little as £1 you can open, but by all means, if you've got more when you want to open your child's account, definitely deposit, you know, the amount you've got. The account can be left open up until the child is 18, and once they're 18 it needs to then be transferred into an adult savings account. These accounts also do, you know, you can gain some interest on these accounts, so your children's money will grow with these accounts, and it's always advisable to just not touch the money but allow the money to grow. Within the savers account we have a couple of accounts within that category. We've got an easy instant access account, which the name itself is self-explanatory. You can easily put some money in and easily take the money out, so that's, you know, that. We've got the regular savings account, which just encourages you to put some money aside regularly for your child or children without dipping into the account. But likewise, you can access the money at any time, you know, if the need arises, you can get into it. And then we have the freebies with children's account, which you know, like it says, freebies, so you can get some freebies once you've opened an account. So you can get either a toy or like a piggy box. But I personally believe, just look for an account that has a higher interest rate, and just go to the power shop and get your child a piggy box. You know, if they want a piggy box, or if it's a toy, just get them a little toy. No need opening that kind of an account and then, you know, getting a lower interest, because those accounts do give lower, they usually come with a lower interest. And I just believe, to my understanding, I just think because they're obviously giving you a freebie, so you're getting less of an interest. But by all means, do shop around and look. You might find a bank or a building society that is giving the freebies as well as a higher interest. But with what I've understood and what I know, usually you get, you know, the interest is usually lower with these types of accounts. Now I'm going to talk to you about the junior ISA account. You know what, excuse me if you see me look down, it's only because I've got my book down there and I'm just trying to, you know, ensure that I'm saying all the right things, because opening up an account for your child is not, you know, it's not child's play, it's your children's future. So I need to make sure I am giving you all the information to make life easy for you. So like I said, the juniors ISA account, which sometimes can be called juniors cash ISA account, it's an account that allows you to save tax-free for your children's future. And the good thing about the account is you cannot have access to that account till the child is 18. So on their 18th birthday, you can surprise them with, hey, there you go, you've got 10k in your account, and I'm sure they would love you for that. But yes, you cannot access that account till the child is 18, which I think it's quite beneficial, you know. And then also you do gain some interest on there, but I'm not sure what the interest will be, because every bank and building society do vary. So by all means, shop around. And the next one is the juniors investment account, also known as the juniors stocks and shares account. That is an account where you can save for your child. It's similar to the cash account. You save for your child. You can't get no access to that account until the child is 18, so they cannot access or cash the money up until they're 18. And then when they're 18, you can then transfer it to possibly an adult's ISA account. And these accounts are usually are long-term savings accounts, so they're not something you just do and then, you know, the advice, if it's something you want to do long-term, this is an account for your child. In the tax year 2017 and 2018, the limit you can save tax-free is £4,128. So you can save that within with that tax year, no tax paying. But if you save anything above that, you will have to pay some tax. How much I cannot tell you, because I don't know. You have to check the different banks and building society, and also depends how much more you've got. So let's say you had 5,000. So I don't know, you might, these are not like, I'm just telling you an example. So if you have 5,000, you might need to pay tax of, I don't know, £10. And if you had 100,000, a tax of £500. So it just depends on how much extra you have over the £4,128 limit. That will determine what tax you will need to pay on top of on the account. So also with this account, as long as your child do not already have a trust fund, you can go ahead and open this account for your child, and the money in there will be invested on behalf of the child. So you can open the account, and whatever money your child's got in that account, the money becomes, you invest the money on their behalf, because obviously they're not old enough to do so themselves. The money in the account has to be invested for at least 5 years. So if you have if your child is currently 13, then this may not be a suitable account for them. So by all means, do look around and see what is suitable, because once they're 13 now, adding a 5 to that, that's taking them up until they're 18. So they do say if your child is 13, this account may not be suitable. So, you know, look into a different type of account that might accommodate, you know, a child of that age. With the juniors stocks and shares ISA account, you can put your children's savings into things like investments and shares and bonds. And with any profit that your child, you know, makes through trading of shares and bonds, is supposed to be tax free. But having said that, I'm not sure what the maximum limit of profit you can gain without it being taxed. So do check with your banks or building society, just to, you know, safeguard yourself, because you don't want a situation where, you know, you have your child's, you know, the business, the investment you put the money for made a big lump sum, and then they're trying to now make you pay a big lump sum of tax. So just do check to make sure that you get the best deals with the different banks and building societies. Sorry, this account is really technical, so, you know, you've got to read like all those little prints, because you don't want, you know, having misread something can just cost your child's future. So make sure you do read all the small prints if this is the type of account you want to open for your child. With this, investments accounts are riskier than your normal cash ISA account, but you know, you can be giving your child a big opportunity to make, you know, more money, or to have more profit through if the investment they put the money for grew, then your child's making money. But obviously if it didn't, then you might be losing some money. Also depends on the stock market. It goes up, it goes down. So the value of the ISA account can go up or down depending on the stock market. So you have to, you know, keep an eye out on that. So this kind of account is not for the lazy person. I'm so sorry I got to say it. You need to be active when you have this kind of account, because it's, you know, it's a up or down thing. So you don't want, like I said, it's your child's future, so you need to monitor it, making sure that it's growing. By all means, if you feel like, wait, this is going to hinder my child, I might lose the money, then maybe withdraw, or, you know, you've got to really keep busy with this account. So you can't just open and just, you know, leave it. Yeah, I've invested in this and that's it. No, you've got to follow it through and check, you know, your investment, and make sure, you know, if it's growing, it's not growing, you know, just tactics. You've got to see how, because the aim is to obviously grow that account and make money. So you need to follow it through and just ensure that everything is going well. So I'm sure you must be wondering which account to open, whether to open the juniors stock and shares account or the junior cash ISA account. But the good thing is you can have them both. Yep, I said it. You can have them both. You can open both accounts for your children, which I think, you know, you can't go wrong in opening the junior ISAs as well as opening the stock and share. If you've got enough money to do so, by all means go for it. But I know it might not be for everybody, especially those that have more than one child. People with, you know, plenty of children, you can't probably afford to open two. But yeah, you can have them both for those who want to. And the thing about having both is you're still capped to the £4,128 for both accounts. So if you had both the accounts, you can then either have half of the 4,128 in one account and then the other half in the other, but you cannot have more in each account. So both accounts has to have the same limit. So likewise, if you had just one account, that's the 4,000 plus you can have. If you have both, it's still the same. So there's not really a give and take on that. I'm sure you must be wondering, will my child's money be safe? And yes, your child's money will be safe, because any money you put into an authorized UK bank or building society is usually protected by the FSCS, which is a Financial Service Compensation Scheme. The FSCS protection limit is £85,000. So if your child has up to £85,000, then your child's money is safe. But anything above that £85,000, then your child's money is not safe. So then you're advised to split the account. So this is where it gets handy if you had both the cash ISA as well as the investment stock ISA account. So you can divide the money so the account is safe. It's pretty safe. I'm going to read this part to you. Investment fund assets are held in safekeeping by a custodian on behalf of investors. If an authorized investment firm was to go into default and are unable to pay claims against it, then the Financial Service Compensation Scheme will pay the compensation to the person, which would be to your child, and I think they pay up to £50,000 per person. A junior stocks and shares account is an investment product, so all providers need to tell you certain key information. So before you do even think about opening an account with any of the banking or building society, there are a few key information that they need to cover. So I'm going to tell you now. First is what the investment is and how it works. So they need to let you know what investment that money is going towards and how it's going to work. You need a breakdown, you know, possibly find out what profit you might gain. Is there chances of every question you have, guys, I really advise you put it to them, because once you get yourself into it, you find out things might not be what you thought it would be, and you don't want to lose, you know, your child's future here. So do ask all these questions. So yeah, so the next point is the risk, including the risk of capital losses. So like I said, you need to find out what the risks are in the investments that you're about to, you know, put your child's money forward for. You need to know what the risk is going to be, you know, probably find out, okay, maybe in about a year's time, how much am I going to make, or what am I going to lose? You know, all these questions, make sure you ask. Another thing they need to cover with you are the charges, so the fees that will be deducted from your returns capital. So like I said before, you know, they will deduct some fees from whatever profit your child makes, so you need to find out exactly what the fees might be. And then also whether you have the right to access the Financial Ombudsman and also the Financial Service Compensation Scheme. So you need to make sure that you're protected, guys. Like whatever happens, make sure you do have, you know, the protection of the FSCS, where if the company or the firm was to go into, you know, bankruptcy or into default, into any sort of problem, your child's money is protected and you will be given that compensation. Always do not forget that. Also, you can switch from, let's say you had just the cash ISA and you wanted to switch to the investment or the stocks and shares ISA, you can switch accounts. But like I said earlier on, you're better off just having the both. You know, you can't really go wrong. And also, let's say you're with NatWest and you thought, oh, maybe Santander are having a better deal and I want to switch into a junior stocks and shares or junior's cash ISA with Santander. You are allowed to do so, but you are not allowed to have multiple junior cash ISAs or multiple stocks and shares ISAs. You're only allowed to have one at a time, so you can never have two of each. If you already have a child's trust fund, then you can transfer that into a junior's cash ISA or a junior's stocks and shares ISA. Within this stocks and shares ISA, there's something called 100 rule. I'm going to actually read this to you and explain to you a lot better. So it says the 100 rule states that if the money in the child's account is a gift from the parents and generates more than £100 in interest in a year, all the interest, not just the slice above the 100, would be taxed as the parent's own. So in other words, I think in a year you can, the maximum interest you can generate is up to £100. So if a parent is putting in money for the child's account and saying, yes, it's a gift, I'm putting the money in as a gift, and it then generates over that £100, then the money will be seen as the parent's money, because obviously people do things like that, you know, just to try and cut corners. So they'll be like, nope, this is not the child's money, it's the parent's money. And then not just that slice above that 100 will be taxed, but then all the interest generated will then be taxed as a parent, and then you end up losing. So in other words, your interest generation cannot be more than £100 for that year. So just try and keep that limit. So guys, do not forget that £100 rule, because like I said, you've got to read every little detail, because the littlest thing can just cost your child, you know, a lot. So make sure you read the small print, and like I said, you're doing this on behalf of your child, so take extra care. You know, I know it's your child, but don't feel like, yeah, it's my child, so whatever, but still look at it like you're doing it for a stranger, and how worried you would be if you were to just lose this total stranger's money or whatever. Just take it and look at it that way. So guys, we have reached the end of this topic, and to summarize everything, you know, like I said, guys, save for these children is the best thing you can possibly do for your children, giving them that head start in life. I'm sure you would have appreciated it when, you know, on your 18th birthday, your parents gave you a card and said, hey, look, this is your birthday present. You run to the cash machine, tap it in, and you're seeing, you know, 100k or whatever. You'll probably faint. They have to take you to the hospital, and you get up and faint again. But, you know, let's try and do something nice for our children. Let's make them proud of us. And you know what, as well as the savings accounts I have for my kids, Joel also, his school are doing this amazing thing, which I'm so happy they're doing, is through credit union. So initially we had to, I forgot what they call it, but it's a saving thing for children. So we had to sign up. We just took their birth certificate to the school. Credit union came over. We filled. It was like 5 minutes, done and done. Account was open. They sent all the account details via post. And on every Thursday, there's a special room in the school where a designated person from credit union will come over, and all the children will go with their money, and then, you know, their money then will be credited into their account. So that's another account which the school, and I like that idea. So parents, if it's something you would like your children's school to have, by all means do speak to the school and see if they can put that in place. It was a really nice thing to do. So every Thursday I'll give Joel, whether it's £1, whatever, depends on what he's earned anyway, or if he gets money from grandparents or presents or whatnot. He just rushes on Thursday morning, puts his money, and his money is safe. As well as that, my kids, we have this massive, I recently got massive piggy box thing that we put money in, and it can't be open. I think you have to cut it up to open it, so you know, we're not tempted. I think it's about £11, so you can get it from those DIY shops around. So we put money in there. Even as little as Ethan is, and he's 19 months, whenever he gets any money, he runs into this. I've got my cake, I put it in my cake room, he runs there and put it in. Literally, he'll, you know, so now I've got to hide my purse from these kids, because every money they get, they're running and putting it in here. But then back to my son's school account, I think they can only start when they're in year 1, so that's why only Joel's currently doing it. Nathaniel's in reception, so once he hits year 1, by all means I will open an account for him, and he can do so also, because I know he's like, Mommy, why am I not saving? So then that's why I have this, so he doesn't feel too bad, so he can then put any little money he gets in there. So don't feel like you just got to save in one place. Just have a normal account, just, you know, piggy banks, you know, save there. The more you can save for your child, the better. So what I do, initially my children also had their own individual piggy boxes, so when they save, then it reaches a certain amount, I'll cut it up, and then we will go all together to the bank, and we'll put the money into each account. Yes, it's hard work and it's long, but I'm trying to teach my children how to save, the value of money, you know, how to work hard and earn. So I do this with them, so that it's not just me doing everything and they just wake up one day, yeah, I've got money. That money will be misspent. So growing up, they're knowing they're doing this, so as they turn 18, you know, they would have understood the value of it, know that, wow, we've been saving this from when I was 5 or when I was 4 and I'm 18. So they're obviously not going to want to just squander the money anyhow. They'll look after it, probably invest it, and also depending on how you train your children with money, they would, you know, the point is to multiply the money, not just finish it all up. So yeah, so parents, do not feel discouraged if you feel like you've got, you know, 1 or 2, 3 children that you're thinking, oh, it's too much children, I can't afford to save for all of them, income is not that much. You don't need to be putting, at least, you don't need to be putting like £150 in. No, £5, £2, whatever you can do, and try and keep it, you know, something affordable for you. So it's not like you're putting all your savings and then all you and the children are starving. Put whatever you can afford, and you know, the little money you can do, you know, it goes a long way. Because if you're putting, let's say, £5 a month for your children, when they're 18, how much is that going to be? Plus the little interest that's going to be building, it's going to grow. So, and they'll be so grateful and thankful for that. It's rather best you have something that have absolutely nothing, because you're not going to be around forever. You don't know what's going to happen. So you want to know that, look, even if something was to happen to you, your children's got something to fall back on. Also, parents, I know, yes, we want our babies to look good in designer or whatnot, but you know, if you can cut that down a bit, because I know parents that do put their kids in the most expensive clothing and yet they don't even have an account for their children. Let's to talk a savings account. Nothing is open for that child. So if you can just, you know, cut that down and then put a bit away, and then, you know, you can still buy the nice clothing for your children, because guys, believe me, your kids don't even care what they wear. Times when I put my kids, I'm like, oh, they look nice. They don't care. Or I can put them, they just don't care. And I'm sure they'll appreciate you, you know, when they're 18, when you tell them, look, this is how much you've got. Then when they look at pictures, like, oh wow, what designer, what would they appreciate? What would they value more? They're going to value the money rather than what they once had when they were 2, 3, 4. They're going to grow out these clothes. You're going to chuck them away or give them away, and that's money. That money that you've spent, that they've worn probably once or twice, you know, that could have gone into the account and grew in interest, and you know, that can benefit them. So please, please, please do save. You know, you can tell I'm really passionate about this. Like, I am. So ever since I became a mum, a lot of things have changed about me, and this is one of them. So anyway, guys, I'm chatting so much now, but we've reached the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope it's not a long one. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe, share with anyone that you think might need this, you know, information. By all means, share, share, share. And like I said, I will put all the useful links in the description box below. So if you have any questions, do ask me. Honestly, I'm happy to answer whatever questions you have. And like I said, do go to your banks or check online for the different deals they have out there, and be smart, guys. Stay smart. Till next time. Bye bye.